Hey all, welcome to this video. We're calling this one "Not Here to Coddle You," and the reason for that is that we do get a few, but we just want to sort of get out ahead of things. We have had a certain amount of people using us to vent at, or to bitch at, or to coddle them, or to tell them, excuse us, it's a rather warm day. It was 35 degrees cooler 4 days ago. And they use us. They think we're their friends. We don't know them.
Let's clarify something. If you have something to vent on, sure. But if you expect us to help you fix somebody who obviously doesn't want fixing, or you want us to say, "Oh, honey, it's not your fault. You're not a bad person." That's not what we're here for.
Oftentimes, we prefer talking to people having the problems, and oftentimes that requires the people having the problems to be able to describe the problems. They don't have to be like really specific. Oftentimes, as I've mentioned in other videos, we get this much description, we need this much. So being succinct is an issue. But the reason why we prefer talking to the people having the problems is it's the difference between your buddy calling you up for mechanical help with his car and saying, bringing you over to his house and going, okay, here's the car. Versus that same buddy in text form describing the problem to you. And you don't get any pictures. All you get is the text.
And he won't even tell you what kind of car it is.
And oftentimes he won't even tell you what kind of car it is. Oh, it's it's a sedan. It's an American sedan. Okay, is it less than 30 years old? More than 30 years old? Oh, it's less than 30 years old. Okay, so, that's the kind of the issue, is that you're trying to fix a car via text with no pictures. And you're oftentimes speaking to somebody who's not a car guy. Okay? And that's what it feels like when we can't talk to the person directly. We had a woman who near as we could tell, wanted us to tell her that it wasn't her fault and that her boyfriend wasn't an ass. And we never spoke to him. Okay, we need to make that very, very clear. We never spoke to the boyfriend.
All we got out of the whole picture was about this much of a giant picture.
But whether or not he was an ass or not, he could have been the nicest guy for all we knew. It was very clear that he was not the guy for her. Whatever his problems were, whatever was going on in the relationship, she didn't need him. But she wanted him because she wanted to be able to fix him. She wanted to rescue him. And we were like, no, you need to find someone else. And
she refused to accept it and eventually left.
And eventually stopped talking to us. We've had someone recently try to get us to, we believe, help her with her son, but we're not entirely sure what we want. What she wants, we're working on it. We're in conversation with her.
Rather vague.
She's been specific about certain things and asked us to watch a video. Our only concern, and you may have seen this conversation, and as we've said, our only concern in this conversation is that if we come up with ideas, we're afraid that we won't be listened to. Now, remember, we do get some ad revenue from this series, but in the entirety of 2014, I made $80. That's it. At most, $80, and then somewhere between $50 and $80. And I put in somewhere between 50 and 200 hours of work. And so, yeah, okay, if you see the ad revenue, yeah, we're making ad revenue. We're making really, like, each video we might make 15 cents. We don't do this for money.
We don't do this as a profession. We don't do this to listen to you wanting, someone to say, "Oh, good, Poppy, you're okay."
Yeah,
that's not why we do this. We do this to try and help educate people. We do this to try and give another perspective, since there are so few perspectives on Asperger's out there from either NTs or Aspies.
And there are more and more every day, and that's awesome. And I can't say anything about it because I'd love to say something like, well, if you don't know how to present on film, don't do it, because there's an awful lot of really bad ones. They may have something really important to say, but they don't know how to say it, or they don't know how to be on camera. I can't say that because I didn't know I was going to be any good at this until I tried either. So I kind of got to say, hey, give it a good shot, but beware, you may suck.
Yeah, so we're just quick short video for us today. It's just, We are more than willing to try and help you with your problems if they pertain to Asperger's or living with an Aspie or something along those lines.
I help people who say, "How can you have Asperger's and ride a motorcycle? How can you have Asperger's and do martial arts?" And
how can
every
you
one
live
of those,
with someone who has
you live with someone who
has,
as people ask her, "How can you be an Aspie? You can't possibly be an." It's something I've gotten. You can't possibly be an Aspie and be married and speak well and I'm like, hey, I'm less successful than David Finch, and trust me, you look at the guy, he's very much has Asperger's syndrome, and he blows every one of my accomplishments out of the water. So, you know.
But yeah, so if you start coming to us venting about relationship problems with an Aspie, we'll help you as much as we can, but you have to understand, we're not going to go, oh, it's never going to be your fault. We're not going to go, oh, they're just, you know, misunderstood. You need to suffer through it. No, we're going to take a look at it.
Yeah.
We're going to give you our opinion. And remember, this is our opinion. We are not professionals. We can't reiterate that enough. We can't emphasize it enough. We are amateurs. We know this. We're okay with this.
And we're cool with that because we have had both very good professionals help us and very bad professionals help us. And some of the good professionals had more and less education than some of the bad, and vice versa. Some of the bad ones were incredibly low education. Some of the bad ones had really high education. So it kind of varied as to, you know, whether they're psychologists, psychiatrists, therapist, whatever. I honestly, my general practitioner, who was originally trained as an orthopedist, is pretty good at this, and she has no reason to be good with Aspies, and yet she is.
So anyways, summation of this, we won't coddle you. If you expect us to coddle you, don't ask us.
We will help you, and we
will be as honest as we can be. In fact, we'll be brutally honest more than often.
And we have had conversations that went on for weeks helping people because they really wanted help, but they couldn't figure out what was wrong. So we worked with them to work that out. And real quick thing, remember, Aspies are still people. NTs are still people. That means that if you're an Aspie, you can still be a dick, and if you're an NT, you can
You're not always the victim.
You're not always the victim, and just because you're an Aspie doesn't mean you can't perceive something, and just because you're an NT means
doesn't mean you see everything.
Doesn't mean you see everything. Doesn't mean you too can't be blind.
Yeah. We'll talk to you later.
We'll talk to you later.
Have a great day.
Have a good day. Hopefully you have AC because we don't. Bye.